Hey, what is going on, guys? It's CT and welcome to the Intro to Java Programming tutorial series. This is a 10-part series where I will take you from the very basics of Java to something a little bit more complex where we will build a program that will read in a file and do some manipulation. So this is geared toward those who are not familiar with programming or for those who are learning programming and are looking to understand things that they may not have a good grasp on. So one of the things that tripped me up when I was learning programming was that I didn't really understand everything that was happening on the screen. So one thing that I will do is explain everything as I write it down. I don't want you guys to get caught up in the small little nuances of programming or any of the history behind that. There's a lot of reading you could do online with that. We're not going to dive too deep into any of the particular topics. If you guys want some extra reading, I will post links at the end of each video. So one thing that I do want to say is be patient. You're learning a new language. Think of it as if you were learning Spanish or you're learning English or some other language. This will take time. It will take time for you to understand. But my goal is to have you programming and understanding basic concepts by the end of the 10-part series. All right, so if you guys want to stick around and learn Java, please go ahead and make sure you subscribe. But without further ado, we're just going to go ahead and get started, and I'll tell you why I think you guys should learn Java. So there's many programming languages out there. There's Python, there's Java, there's C++, and I could go down a list of many. But one of the reasons why I like Java is because you can run it on any platform. You can run it on Mac, on Windows, it doesn't matter where. But one thing I do like about Java is that once you learn Java, it becomes so much easier for you guys to understand other programming languages. So just like when you learn grammar for one language, once you take a look at Java syntax, other languages begin to make sense. So it's one of the reasons why I recommend that we go with this approach. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and install Java. We're also going to install an IDE. So an IDE is an integrated development environment. So this will allow us to write Java programs. It'll highlight things. It'll just basically look like you're a programmer. So we're just going to go ahead and dive right into it. And I will begin showing you guys how to do all of this stuff. All right, guys, so for these tutorials, I will be using macOS. For those of you on Windows, I will leave a link down below on how to install Java, but please feel free to follow along as we will perform some steps that we can use on both systems. So the first thing we're going to do is open up a terminal window. So the terminal is just a command line window, and this is simply a way of using the computer by writing commands rather than the graphical user interface that we're familiar with. So if you open this up, we'll go ahead and type in a few commands that will help us download Java and install it. All right, guys, so we are going to be using a tool called SDK Man, which allows us to install different software development kits from the command line. And it makes it so much easier for you guys to download things without having to use different tools and go online and download things yourself. So we're going to go ahead and type in the following command, and I will leave instructions down below if you guys just want to copy and paste. So we're going to type in curl -s, and curl is simply a way to make a request from a site. So we won't get into the specifics, but just know that curl-s will allow us to get the information from this site. So we're going to type in curl-s and then the name of the website. So https://get.sdkman.io/ space and then pipe bash. So go ahead and press enter. And we will see that the SDK man will begin to install. The reason why mine looks different is because I already have it installed and it's letting me know what location it's installed in. Now with one simple command, we will be able to install Java. So now that SDK man is installed, we're going to type in SDK install Java. And this will install Java, as you can see. It will get the latest version from an available site and install it on our computer. And one of the beauties of this is that we only typed in 2 commands and we were able to install Java and any of the necessary dependencies without having to do too much. So once this is complete, we'll go ahead and install our IDE, IntelliJ, and I use IntelliJ Community Edition. It's free, it does code highlighting for us, and it will also just make us a more efficient programmer since there's a lot of auto-completion and useful tools. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put no since I already have these things installed, but once this is installed for you, now we can move on. So now let's verify that Java has been installed, and we can do that by typing in java-version. And here we will see that Java has been installed successfully. And this is the way that we typically verify what version we're running and whether or not we successfully installed Java. So I'm just going to run clear. Clear will just get rid of everything on the screen. No need to worry about that. And the next thing we will do is install IntelliJ. So in order to install IntelliJ from the command line, we will just need to install something called Homebrew. And Homebrew will allow us to install any of the packages that we want from the command line. So it's something called a package manager. And to do this, I'll leave a link down below. But essentially, we will type in the following link and we will use the curl command again to install Homebrew. So I will just copy and paste this from the website, just like so, and go ahead and press enter. I'm actually not going to press enter since I already have Homebrew installed. However, once you have Homebrew, it's very easy for us to get IntelliJ. So once Homebrew installs, you can verify whether Homebrew is installed by typing in brew-v. And this should tell us what version of Homebrew we are using on our machine. So your version may look a little differently. It may look like an updated version, which is totally fine. However, now that we know Homebrew is installed, we can type in the following command. No need to know what it stands for. Just know that we will be installing IntelliJ using Homebrew. So we're going to type in brew cask install IntelliJ IDEA CE. Can't type, guys. Sorry about that. And once this completes, you should have IntelliJ. So this will just download it from the site and it will install it. I'm going to cancel this since I already have IntelliJ. However, please go ahead and let yours finish. And once you're done, you should have IntelliJ installed on your machine. So you can verify this by typing in IntelliJ and opening that up. And you should see a window that looks something like this. And I'll just go ahead and close it. And you should see something that looks like this. So we have installed Java and we have also installed IntelliJ. And in the next tutorial, we will write our first program. And this will be the typical Hello World program. And essentially, we will print something to the screen, and that will be the first program we write. So please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one.